Howdy, who all my stock market gamblers? Welcome today. I'm Tall Mike. So glad you're here. Well, what's going on in the markets? Well, they really want to get this to a new record high, right? And they probably are going to do it. You can look at the HYG and it just won't break down. Just keeps going up, going up. I mean, we can start a war and nothing happens, right? The market's just going to keep going up. The market, it's just invincible. It's going to hit that new record high. Now, I did expect a pullback. Maybe we get one, maybe we don't. But we're definitely going to new record highs before or after the pullback. But get a pullback, then we're going to hit a new record high. They're going to continue to print the money, but I would use caution here. A lot of insiders are selling. Now, insiders are like the CEO of companies, all the corporate officers. They're selling the stock. NVIDIA, $200 million. Just two people, $100 million each, right? I mean, these are the insiders. Who are they selling it to? The general public, who's soon going to be the bag holder. So use a little bit of caution, but I do believe they're going to push the market up to new record highs, higher and higher and higher. Now, it's funny. I got some younger people that watch me, and they think I'm just an old guy with, bad advice. And that's okay. That's okay. I see these kids. Now, check it. 1 out of every 3 kids, 18, these are adults, full-fledged, right? 18 to 34-year-old, 1 out of every 3 still lives at home with their parents. 1 out of 3. 33%, age 18 to 34, living at home with their parents. Now, that's interesting, right? But here's the real interesting thing. 1 out of every 2 receives an allowance from their parents. The ones that are living at home receive an allowance to go buy food, go out and party, whatever they do, right? The ones living away, a lot of the parents are the ones that are paying the rent. The kids are having a tough time making it. Now, why are they having a tough time making it? It's because everything's so expensive, right? I mean, you can look at today, right? I mean, you get a family of 4, and let's say you got $100,000 of household income, right? I mean, that's reasonable. No, it's not reasonable. Those people are broke. They're living paycheck to paycheck. A family of 4 can no longer make it on $100,000. I mean, it's kind of sad, right? I mean, paycheck to paycheck. Now, I tell young people, I say, look, you're in school now. Maybe you go to college. Maybe you don't go to college. My take is right now, you probably do not need to go to college unless you need to get licensed like a doctor or something. Then you're going to have to go to a lot of college. But if you just want to get out there and learn how to make money, college isn't going to teach you that. You got to learn that on your own. You got to go to Chat GPT, right? Put it in and ask how to make money. It can spew it out for you. You just save 4 years of a college education, right? You can go to Amazon, order 5 books, read up on them. You're going to know more than the professor knows. My point is that college is very expensive. Now, if you need a license or something, yeah, that's the way to go. Otherwise, save the money. Ask AI to do it for you. Look, it's expensive, right? But here's what I tell young people. I tell young people, you're going to need a job, well, that's paying you at least $300,000. $300,000, not $100,000, unless you want to be broke. If you want to be broke, go for the $100,000 job. But you're going to need a job that pays $300,000. Now, in my area, that job's not going to allow you to buy a house. No, no, no. If you want to buy a house and you live in the Bay Area, you should shoot for a job that's going to pay you between $500,000 and $1 million. Now, how did we get to this point? We got to this point with inflation. We got to this point with the printing of money. Young people need to make $300,000 a year. Now, you can go back to 1971 when they took us off the gold standard. The median income was only $10,000, right? But that was enough to support a family of 4. $10,000 back in 1971. What happened? You go off the gold standard, you get the politicians come in, and they can print trillions and trillions and trillions of dollars that we don't have. They did 37 trillion of them, right? And this is creating a big problem. Now, everybody calls me. They say, but Mike, you're just a gold bug. You're just pushing gold. Look, I'm not here to sell you gold. My gold's not for sale. You can go out there, and there's a lot of companies that will trade you your fiat currency for real, genuine genuine money, gold. You see, the Constitution, when our forefathers started the country, they saw what was going to happen, and it happened in spades. They saw that the politicians would print us into all this debt problem. They said the only thing that should be allowed to be money, then still to this day, the only thing that is money, real money, is gold and silver. It's in the Constitution. I know you young people don't believe in the Constitution anymore, but we should get back to that. We should make real money again. But once we went off that standard, we just printed and printed and printed and printed, and it sent gold up, right? Gold, what was it, $35 back then or something? $35, it's only gone up, what, 100 times? Yeah, about 100 times, 3,500, let's call it. So $35 then, 3,500 now. Look at your purchasing power of the dollar has lost 99%. 1% of it's left, but they're going to wipe that out. Don't worry, don't worry. They're going to wipe that out really quick. Look at the Donald, he's an overachiever, right? I mean, he wants to outspend Biden. He's upset that Biden spent more money than he did last term, right? I mean, he had the record going into it. I mean, Trump spent the most, then Biden took over and spent more. And now Trump, he's the overachiever. He's going to spend so much more that we're going to be so far in debt when he gets out that you're going to see gold, mark my words. When Trump gets out of office, you're going to see gold at $6,000. Now, people say I'm just a gold bug. Look at I'm just looking for a smart investment to protect me from these evil politicians. They're going to print your money away. They're going to steal from you. It's called theft. They're going to call it inflation, but it's really theft, right? And they're going to try to tell you that inflation's at 2%. And I'm telling you, it's nowhere close to 2%. Oil just shot up. Look at $80 almost a barrel now, right? I mean, okay, you get that up above $100, you're going to see inflation take out their old measurement of 9%, but your real inflation is going to be running 10, 20, 30%. We may even hyperinflate when this happens. Now, you get these big banks coming out. Now, this is just a warning. You do you, I'll do me. But the big banks are coming out. Citigroup, right? They just came out and they say, hey, don't buy gold because it's going to drop by 25 to 30%. They think it's going to come back down to $2,000. I'm telling you, the reason they're trying to talk it down is so they can get in and buy it. They don't have enough. Gold is becoming the tier one asset July 1st, right? That's just around the corner from now. I mean, we got weeks left. What is that? Basel 3, whatever it's called. Anyways, it's going to become a tier one asset, right? So the banks, they need to get some of this stuff. And Citi, they're talking it down. They're saying, don't buy it, don't buy it. It's come down to 2,000. They want all of you to sell it so they can suck it up. Don't lose your position in gold. Gold is not done yet. Gold is incredibly cheap at $3,500. It will be $6,000 when the Donald gets out of office, and it'll be $12,000 within 8 to 10 years. If we make it that far, I think there's going to be a reset before that. You see, now, will the reset be resetting, gold to the dollar, right? But backing the dollar with gold again. That's the possibility. That's the way it should go. The way they want it to go is to back the dollar with cryptocurrency, right? I mean, that's what they want to do, back the dollar with stablecoin, back the dollar, one fiat currency with another fiat currency. They want to keep gold out of the equation, but they know they have to do something. They have a plan, right? Now, their plan is to back the treasury market with gold, right? The treasury market with gold. So you can buy 50-year treasuries. Look, no one wants to buy our long-term treasuries, but they have a plan. They're going to sell 50-year treasuries, right? And they're going to back them with the gold we have or don't have in Fort Knox. I say we don't have it. They say we have it. We'll see who's right on that. But they're going to use that to back a 50-year treasury. Now, maybe they let you, maybe that's a smart investment. I don't know. I don't think they're ever going to actually give you the gold, but we got 50 years to find out. So that's how they're going to get people to buy these treasuries, is back them with the gold we have in Fort Knox. And when 50 years comes around, we'll see if you actually get your gold. But I say if you don't hold it, you don't own it. But these houses, right? These houses, kids making $300,000 a year right out of college, and they cannot buy a house. Now, that's really sad. Now, I talk a lot about that I have homeless friends, right? They have real jobs. They go into work every day, but they have to make a choice. Do I want to live inside or do I want to eat? Most of them decide to eat, so they live in their car. Very sad, right? But these are houses, right? Now, look, I was selling houses. I'm a real estate broker. You all know that. But I was selling these houses back in the financial crash, right? Great financial crisis back in 2008, 2009. And the ones I was selling, back then around my area, 600,000 to 700,000 I was selling these houses for. Now, what are they selling for now? They're selling between $2.5 to $3 million. So these houses have gone from 600,000 to, let's call it 2.8, right? Okay, went up 4x, 4 times. But it's the same house. Nothing's changed. What's changed? They printed 20 trillion plus of currency, and just your purchasing power just got wiped out. Just in the last 4 or 5 years, you're down 25%. They stole 25% of all your money you had in savings, all the money that you make, all the money that you spend, everything. It's the everything tax. That's what they did. That's what these politicians do, and they're going to rob from you again. Look, I don't want to be a gold bug. Yeah, gold's pretty, it's shiny, it's nice, but look, I don't want to be that. All the reason I'm in it is because it's a good investment. That's what I'm telling you. At 3,500, still cheap. Going a lot higher. Silver, oh my goodness. Silver, don't get me started on this, right? Okay, well, let's get started a little bit on this. Silver at a 13-year high. 13-year high, right? What they tell you, what does the mainstream media tell you the reason is? Well, the reason is because we're going over to green energy. Green energy, that's what they tell you the reason is. No, that's not the reason. The reason is they're printing money like it's going out of style, right? So silver is going to become money again. People are going to be bartering with silver because it's the only thing that's going to have purchasing power left. But the mainstream media, green energy. That's why silver's at a 13-year high. No. Silver going much higher, going to bust through 50, going to hit triple digits. Not a 1 not a 2, probably have a 3 right in front of it, $300 silver. That's just my take. You do you, right? I'm not selling you silver. My silver, not for sale. My gold, not for sale. Go get your own. But if you want to stay in the dollar, you can do that too. Want to go into Bitcoin? You can do that too. I have no problem with what you do. I'm just telling you what I do. Real money. It's an opportunity here. 3,500 cheap. Silver, 36, 37. They're giving that away, right? But these houses, right? These houses, it's the same house, 4 times as pricey, and now you got these banks, right? The banks are making 90% loan-to-value mortgages on these, right? So you got $2.8 million house, right? The bank's loaning 2.5 on that, right? The same house that you could buy for 700,000 just what? I don't know, 10, 12 years ago, right? You could buy it for 700,000. Now the banks will loan $2.5 million. Someone's going to be stuck with the house. What if they went back to 700,000? But Mike, that's impossible. They could never go back to 2012 pricing. I say they can. I say they'll probably overshoot it. You see, all we got is the printing of money, right? The bubble never popped. The bubble never let it deflate. Yeah, it came down 34%. Would it come down probably 50 or 60%? But they came out with the plan. And the plan worked. They said, we're going to print 20, 30, 40, 50 trillion. We're going to print whatever it takes to make the bubble 4 times bigger. And they have accomplished that goal. But look at when it breaks, you can't print your way to prosperity. When it breaks, it's going to take out that 2012 price and probably head lower. A lot of people don't want to hear this. I get a lot of hate. That's okay. I'm not trying to sell you anything. Well, if you want to buy a house, maybe I'd sell you one. But I don't work with buyers anymore. I only work with sellers. Why? Because I don't want to get sued, number one. Number two, the National Association of Realtors doesn't let me help buyers anymore. They say, no, they have to come in, get a contract before you can sell them a house. They won't do it. I don't want them to do it. I'm telling them it's a bad idea. Look, if I have a house for sale, maybe I'll help them buy the house I have for sale. But I don't want to work with buyers anymore. No agent does. And what you notice is it's coming down, coming down. Number is transaction. Now, I got a lot of hate for saying that in the last video, right? People saying, but Mike, realtors are the scum of the earth. They don't add any value. Maybe you're right. Maybe it's a coincidence that the sales have dropped off a cliff once they put in the law that us realtors can't help buyers. We can only help the sellers. And that's what we do now. We go sell them, right? And that's why so many fall out of escrow. People are representing themselves against the listing agent. A lot of things falling apart right now. 1 out of every 7 falling out. This is just my take. Look at this is just facts. You got your facts. I got my facts. Maybe we have different facts, right? We don't have to agree on everything. That's the beauty of this channel. You can come here and listen to what I have to say. You don't have to agree with me. Most people don't. Most people think we're going to the moon. Most people think the stock market can never go down, never a bear market again. Most people, 99% of people believe that the house prices could never get back to 2008 levels. My take is we're going to overshoot that to the downside, hit newer lows. We'll see how it plays out. I'm Tall Mike. You like this stuff? Give me the thumbs up. Punch that subscribe button. Get out there, everybody. Have a great day. We'll talk again real soon. Bye-bye now.